Sir, closing tomorrow kay Director Matibag, will he be adding anything more or will he just be repeating what Lotok and Kalilong have already testified to?
I think Jay will give, but it's as a general information that we can share to you without giving away much kasi hindi pa natin na papakinggan ang kanyang testimonya. No? I think number one is very clear that he will again corroborate the testimonies of Mr. Kalilong and Attorney Lotok. He would confirm as to how the investigation is proceeding. Those are the things that probably the House Prosecution Panel will be asking Director Matibag. Doon po sa yung kung ano yung magiging anong status na no just to give you a general info just the status of that investigation. As to the details, Attorney Jay can respond to that.
Well, I'm sure you could understand why I can't give you the details of his testimony tomorrow. But what I can tell you is that aside from corroborating testimonies given by our two witnesses, he will be giving important information. And I can also assure you that you wouldn't want to miss his testimony tomorrow.
I'll be more direct. Because ang senators were interested last week na parang even the public probably, no? Ang issue is, okay, may threats, may assassination threats, but mayroon bang actual na whether it's material to the offense or not, but the question is, meron bang nakontrata talaga? Will Director Matibag be able to answer that?
Okay. First of all, let me be clear. Meron bang nakontrata? Our position here is there's no more question about it. Meron. Anong basis? Sorry. Ang admission against interest ng Vice Presidente herself. Again, under rules on evidence, this is one of the highest forms of evidence. No? It's an admission against interest. She clearly stated, that she already had an agreement with an assassin to assassinate the president. And 3 days after, when she was given an opportunity to correct her statement, take it back, say it was a joke or whatever, she did not do that. She doubled down. And she tried to defend that statement by saying that revenge from the grave is not a criminal act. So first, is there already an assassin? Has that been established? The position of the prosecution is yes. Now, will Director Matibag also testify on that matter? Again, please, let's wait for his testimony tomorrow. And again, I assure you, you wouldn't want to miss his testimony tomorrow.
All right.
Gusto ko lang kasi as an ordinary person. As an ordinary person, again, let's go back to what we have been saying all along. Na this is not a criminal proceeding, no? Na kailangan wala talagang beyond reasonable doubt. I think if you ask me personally, I think it's whether or not there's really that hitman na nakontrata, it's already irrelevant. The point here is that, is it tolerable? Is it acceptable based on constitutional standard for a sitting second highest official in the land to make these grave threats against a sitting president? I think that's the most important question that we need to ask of the Vice President. Hindi ho nila na-refute yun, totoo siyang nagbanta, whether or not meron kayong muka, may pangalan, may tao, that to me is irrelevant. The point is, this is a trial where we actually measure the fitness of the Vice President according to the Constitution. Tama ba? Allowed ba based sa constitutional standard na magbanta ang Vice President laban kanino man?
Sir, medyo advancer lang ng konti. Assuming we do finish today with the ruling and we proceed with Director Matibag and we finish with Matibag tomorrow, were you able, was the prosecution able to convince the senator judges that number one, the threats are real and totoo, sinasabi niyo, but do they rise to an impeachable offense? Kasi yun yung parang nandun yung mga senators na parang, okay, baka yung they maybe kind of agree with what the defense is saying, that these are ordinary crimes, RTC, MTC. But to you, were you able to, since we're closing Article 4, were you able to convince the court with your 3 witnesses that this is a impeachable offense?
Okay. Well, first, out of respect to the impeachment court, who has been granted the sole authority to decide on this matter, we will not preempt the judgment that they will reach. This is the decision that's for them to make. But what we can say is we are confident with the evidence that we have presented. Maliwanag na wala ng question dun sa video kung saan ginawa ng Vice Presidente ang pananakot at pag-amin. Kailangan kong ulit-ulitin to. Pag-amin na meron na siyang nakausap na mamatay tao na patay ng Presidente, ang First Lady at ang noong Speaker of the House, at itong tao na to ay pumayag na. At huwag nating kalimutan itong napaka-importanting detalye. Hindi siya tumigil doon. In-explain pa niya, inanunsyo siya sa lahat, anong instructions niya sa bagay na to. Be relentless in carrying it out. Huwag kang tumigil hanggat hindi mo sila napapatay. So, meron pa bang question? Kung sinabi niya itong bagay na to, hindi, wala na. Tulad ng sinabi ko din kanina, meron ding bang question? Meron na ba kaming ebidensya na nagpapakita na meron talagang tao? Tulad ho ng sinabi ni Attorney Lotok nung tinatanong siya, no, cross-examination and by the senators, napakaliwanag din ang sagot niya. Meron, bakit? It came from the admission against interest of the respondent herself. No? So now, to answer your question, no, does this show that, does this rise to a level of an impeachable offense? No? Pwede ho ba natin i-consider na to na pagtataksil sa tiwala ng bayan? No? Pwede ba itong makonsider na isang malakas at hindi katanggap-tanggap na paglabag sa saligang batas? Again, kailangan ko hong balikan ano ang from the start na sinabi ni Chairman Jinky Luistro at ni Kong Noy Defensor. Sa buong history, no, kasaysayan ng Pilipinas, minsan lang, ngayon lang na nangyari na nagkaroon tayo ng Vice Presidente na merong kaugnayan sa isang mamatay tao. Vice Presidente na nagkaroon ng agreement, no? Nagkaroon ng kasunduan sa isang mamamatay tao na patay no less than the President himself. Tingin ko maliwanag ang sagot na yan, no, sa mga kababayan natin. Kung katanggap-tanggap ba na manatili sa posisyon ang pangalawang pinakamataas na lingkod bayan. So again, we will not preempt, no, the decision of the impeachment court on this, but we trust on the evidence that we've presented so far.
Joseph, dadagdagan ko lang yung sinabi ni Attorney Jay. The Vice President cannot separate her personality from the office that she occupies. An office, according to the Constitution, is an impeachable offense. So kung ano mo po yung ginawa niya, sinabi niya doon sa video na yon na grave threat. By the way, grave threat is in itself a crime. No? Kung siya po ay private individual, probably may bababa ito sa mga lower courts, like halimbawa MTC, RTC. But we're not actually dealing with her as a person. We are accounting her for the office that she represents and she occupies, which is the second highest official in the land. Number two, it's to me, it's really it's constituting impeachable offense because number one, you don't have to wait until somebody lies down lifeless in the street. A grave threat is a grave threat precisely because it has not been consummated yet. Kung may namatay, hindi na yun grave threat. Murder na yun ang kaso doon. No? And I hope they will not be successful. Kasi ang sinabi niya, wag kang titigil, di ba? And I hope to God, and God forbid, that they will never be successful because we don't want the president and her the first lady and former speaker na may mangyari po sa kanilang hindi masama. I think the question that we also ask our people is this. Moving forward, looking forward, tama lang ba na yung isang opisyal ay wala siyang level of restraint na paggalit lang ay pwede na siyang magbanta kung ano-ano lang at makipag-usap kani-kanino lang sa isang mamamatay tao para patayin ang mga para sa kanya ay perceived to be her or his enemy. Imagine if that person actually demands authority from, let's say for example, if he or she is a commander-in-chief, di ba? Na meron siyang access sa mga ganitong resources ng gobyerno, tapos pag magalit ay, God forbid, may mangyari sa mga hindi niya kasundo para sa kanya. So I think that's the ultimate question that we need to ask ourselves. Is this acceptable? Do we even expect this from our public officers, let alone a second highest official in the land? So, yun ang parati nating babalikan na tanong, tanong ng ating taong bayan. Ito ba ay katanggap-tanggap na pamamaraan kung paano i-express na isang halal publiko ang kanyang galit, na alam naman po natin na merong constitutional standard na sineset ng ating saligang batas, at meron din pong ang opisina na kanyang ino-occupy ay dinideklara na isang impeachable office. So always po natin 'yun binabalikan, at always po 'yun ang katanungan ng ating taong bayan. At yun po yung pinipresenta ng House Prosecution Panel sa impeachment court na ito.